All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe that I'm actually going to share this story with you, but bear with me, and I promise you I'll try to make this as quick and painless as humanly possible. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Dr. Mike TV channel. Subscribe, do all the good things you need to do in order to familiarize yourself with my content. I hope this is not the first video that you catch of my video series, because you'll be like, Doc, what you trying to tell me, cuz? But we'll get into it in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to honestly say that this is where my quote unquote not YouTube, but my Philippine expertise comes into play. I've never once said that I was a Philippine expert, but this is where my knowledge and understanding of the country will definitely benefit somebody. For a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, this video is going to help somebody. I know it. You ain't even got to tell me. This video right here is going to help somebody. But before we get into it, let me tell you a quick story. About my second or third year in the country, I did get relatively sick. A little bit. I think I caught a bad case of bronchitis. From what they told me or how they described it to me, basically the mucus, phlegm, was hardening in my lungs. Now, the way that they told me that this happens, and I hope that you guys are aware of this, and I hope that you guys avoid this, is the fact that, walking around in the Philippines in that hot and humid climate, your shirt starts to sweat, your pores start to open, your lungs start to open, and then you go from an extreme warm climate or an extreme humid climate into something extremely cold, like into a mall or like a Jollibee or like a restaurant where the aircon is on full blast. That's not really good for your body. So basically, he told me that was probably the reason how I caught bronchitis. Now, going to the doctor wrote me a prescription. He said, here, I want you to take ZitHROMAX, and we'll talk about ZitHROMAX in a minute, for 2 pills a day for about 5 days. Okay, so about 10 pills he prescribed to me. Now, for anybody who's ever been to the Philippines, anybody who ever lived in the Philippines, you guys know for a fact that ZitHROMAX is probably one of the most potent, and I say this with extreme emphasis, potent antibiotics on the market. Okay, it is the most potent antibiotic on the market. I think a close second, but it's still a far second, is amoxicillin. That comes in as a close second and also a cheaper alternative. Guys, for a set of 3 pills, as I'm not sure if this has changed, but when I had to buy it for a set of 3 pills, it will cost you about 500 pesos, so about $10. Now, for a foreigner, that's probably not too bad. But for your locals, not too many people can afford to just drop 500 pesos on some ZitHROMAX in order to cure anything that they have. So, I remember specifically my dad made a joke. He said, man, that ZitHROMAX, man, that's some potent shit, man. He said, if you ever catch the clap, take ZitHROMAX. Now, it was a joke and he was laughing it off, but a couple of years later, he will prove that fact to be absolutely true. It's not a fact, but how can I say this? That opinion or that quote that he made would turn out to be absolutely true. So I get a call from a friend. Now, guys, this isn't a subscriber or anything. This was before YouTube was even a twinkle in my eye. So I get a call from a friend, and, he's panicking on the phone. He's like, yo, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. And I was like, bro, what's going on with you, man? He's like, bro. And the first thing he said out of his mouth, he's like, bro, every time I go to the bathroom, man, it hurts. He's like, yo, it hurts to piss. That's what he told me. And now my spider senses are tingling. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now, come to find out, he tells me a long drawn out story that basically ends up with him getting involved with a young lady, etc., etc. We're not going to get into that part of the story, but basically I told him, I was like, look, man, I ain't no doctor. So you need to describe to me everything that's happening so that I can Google search it and we can figure out what the hello might actually be going on with you. So he's like, Doc, Well, he didn't call me Doc back then. I'm sorry. But he's like, yo, Mike, um, he's like, first of all, man, it hurts every time I piss, bro. Every single time. And he's like, yo, and this is exactly how he described it. He says, yo, you know how when you masturbate and you ejaculate and the white shit come out? Excuse me. I'm sorry, I sneezed into the mic. He's like, you know how when you masturbate and the white shit come out? Yeah, it's yellow. And he said, I ain't even touching myself. The shit just coming out. And this is literally how he describes it to me. This is why it's kind of funny and kind of messed up and a little bit graphic. I'm sorry. But he's like, yo, man, it's like when you masturbate and the white shit come out. Instead of it being white, it's yellow. And instead of masturbating, I don't even have to touch myself. The shit just coming out. It's coming out. I was like, oh, man. So I Googled it. You know, I Googled it and everything he told me. And I said, bro, it sounds like you got chlamydia. That's exactly what it sounds like you had. So he's like, oh shit, man, Mike, what do you want me to do? What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? I said, bruh, you gotta go to the damn doctor. That's what you gotta do. So he's like, nah, man, hell no, bro. I ain't about to go to the doctor. You know how embarrassing it is to go to a doctor, especially if it's a female doctor, you know, private practice, you know, it costs you a little bit, man, but I ain't trying to go up in there. That's gonna be all embarrassing and stuff like that. They're gonna find out that I got this shit. I ain't trying to do it. That's what he said. And he was adamant about not going to the doctor. He was adamant about the idea of, look, man, nobody's gonna find out that I have this shit. I need to figure out how to clean this up before anybody finds out. But I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, how else do you think you're gonna cure this? Because I mean, you could go online and figure out what you could do, some home remedies, but I'm pretty sure for a foreigner, maybe these home remedies are not going to work for you. They might work for whoever it is that tried it, but it may not work for you. First thing this man did, he's like, yo, man, I'm gonna try this home remedy. So this was the funniest thing. This was probably one of the craziest things he ever did. So it's not really crazy. But what he did is an article told him, look, garlic is good for inflammation. If you swallow whole cloves of garlic, you know, it can help flush your system out, etc., etc. So my man went to the market. He bought a bag of like 6 bulbs of garlic, and every hour on the hour he would swallow one little clove of garlic. Just swallow it, literally drink it with water like he's taking a damn pill and swallow it. So this dude was burping up garlic for like 2 weeks after that. Man, breath smelled like shit. Okay, his breath smelled like shit. I'm like, bruh, if any girl talks to you with your breath smelling like this shit, bro, that girl loves you, okay? Because that was absolutely the dumbest thing you could have ever done. Come to find out, he swallowed this damn garlic. Breath smelled like shit for 2 weeks, and the shit didn't work. He's like, Doc. He's like, yo, Mike. I keep saying Doc, but he's like, Mike, man, the shit didn't work, man. What should I do now? I've tried everything that I seen online. What should I do now? I said, bruh, take your ass to a specialist or to a doctor. It is not going to cause you an arm and a leg. Adamant. No, I'm not going to no doctor, man. Fuck this. I'm going to figure it out myself. That's exactly what he was telling me. I'm like, bruh. I said, I can only tell you to do but so much. In that moment, I took a breather and it hit me like a ton of bricks when my father said, if you ever catch the clap, take ZitHROMAX. And I told him, I said, bro, I said, you know what you should try? He said, damn it, I'll try anything. I said, bro, you need to get ZitHROMAX. And he knew what ZitHROMAX was, but he didn't, he knew it was an antibiotic. He was like, but bro, I was like, yo, how can I get ZitHROMAX when you have to have a prescription to get it? And I told him, I was like, look, there's a place in my neighborhood where the pharmacy, and I'm about to sneeze again. That's what I'm trying not to do right now. But there's a pharmacy in my neighborhood. Local pharmacy. Now, most pharmacies that are licensed, required by law to have a prescription to get over-the-counter things. But I liked her. She's an older lady. She's very sweet to me. Always nice to me. I told him, look, man, I'll buy it in the neighborhood. You just pay me back. I'll get it for you. So I ended up spending, I want to say about 2,000 pesos. So I got like 4 boxes. So about, 3 times 4, about 12 pills. Now, this is where the story gets interesting, and this is where I have to make a public service announcement. I do not condone this, all right? I do not recommend this at all. But what he had to do is basically he had to come up with his own regimen. He had to basically self-medicate. Now, self-medicating's not a good idea. Your body builds up an immune system to an antibiotic. The shit don't work for you. If you ever actually do need it for any other reason, you know, you may not work for you. So he ends up taking all 12 pills. He ends up taking a 6-day cycle. Basically, he ended up doing it on his own. He did 2 pills every 12 hours for 6 days, you know, to take the full complete, you know, money that was spent on it. And he checks in with me. He's like, yo, man, my shit's starting to go back to normal. And he said, shit, man, the other day, he said the shit pissed and it didn't hurt. So the shit worked. Basically, it worked. And there were never any flare-ups, any symptoms that have taken place after that particular situation had happened. But it was a learning lesson for 2 reasons. A, he learned a little bit about how being reckless in the Philippines could come back to bite you in the ass. And I'm talking to y'all too. How being reckless in the Philippines can come back to bite you in the ass. Not necessarily from, oh, this chick gonna try to pin a baby on you. No, this chick gonna give you a gift that you may not be able to get rid of, okay? At least with a child, you only have to worry about that thing until 18 years of age. Then that child go on about his business. He or she's business. But sometimes chicks might give you a gift. God dang, I don't know what, I got allergies or something. They gonna give you a gift that keeps on giving, okay? So, I say that to say this, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. And always remember, ZitHROMAX is your friend. I don't condone self-medication. And most of the time, if you go to a pharmacy, especially one at the bottom of a hospital, they're gonna try to get you, okay? Without a doubt, you gotta have a prescription. God, Jesus Christ, that's gonna ruin the whole video. But anyways, I don't plan on editing this video. You gonna catch me sneezing and all, I don't care. But anyways, basically, back to the topic at hand. I don't condone self-medicating, and if you're gonna try to get these pills, you're definitely gonna have, if you're gonna try to get these pills over the counter without a prescription, you have to go to a place like out in the sticks, or a place where a pharmacy is opening where, you know, they won't be questioning you about, oh, well, sir, you have to have prescription, sir. Oh, it's against the law, or it's illegal for me to sell. Go to a place where all you gotta do is flash that beta or flash that money, and they'll take care of you with no questions asked. Normally they look out for the foreigner, but I just wanted to share with you guys that story. I know for a fact this story is gonna help somebody. Don't play like this hasn't happened to you. I'm not calling out anybody in particular, but I have heard stories about situations that kind of mirror and resemble the situation that I shared in this video. It happened to one friend, wouldn't be surprised if it happened to another. So before you come asking me, reference this video, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link this video to you if you hit me up in a message of any kind telling me that you caught something. If you haven't catch the clap, take ZitHROMAX. But I must note this. Side effects might include your urine smelling like shit for about a while. Depending on how long your cycle is, man, your shit gonna be like golden yellow when it's gonna smell. It's gonna smell like shit. I'm sorry. But that's just the antibiotic working in your system. All right. That's just it working in the system. And I will say this one last thing before I go. ZitHROMAX can't kill everything, and it cannot cure everything. It cannot kill everything. It cannot cure everything. This is not the know-all be-all. This is not something that if you think you caught something and you don't know what it is, oh, let me just take ZitHROMAX and it's gonna fix it. Okay, I'm not saying that. I made it a joke, but I wanted to also make it noteworthy from the PSA standpoint. Gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful out there in the Philippine streets, guys. All right. So I hope this video finds you well. I hope you are blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. It has been real, but the boys got to get the get. And so with that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least not go pa alam, which means I've got to go. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Maakita. Mabuhay. I know y'all love this video, man. And if you do, get the likes up, man. Stop playing with me, bro. All right. Y'all take care and stay blessed. Peace.